Hai, ini adalah sekolah khusus Tuna Netra di Amerika. Mau tahu seperti apa? Tonton terus ya, kalian pasti kaget di akhir ceritanya.
For you always get like a grocery order.
Wow. Ini aku lagi di sekolahan khusus Tuna Netra, guys. Nah, ini sekolahannya segede gini. Tuh. Ini pintu masuknya dari jalan keluar aja sejauh itu, coba. Jauh banget. Ini adalah penghargaan, piala-piala yang didapat oleh anak-anak tunanetra di sini. Di sini, sekolahnya tidak hanya mengajarkan tentang pendidikan, tapi juga kemandirian.
Yeah, we know that already, or whatever. Feel free to speak while we're doing.
Please ask questions.
Yeah,
and I shared with, and this is one of my very best friends. This is Rachel Smith. She's a certified orientation mobility specialist here at the State School for the Blind. She and I got our O&M degrees together, so we've been besties since we've been little
25 years.
25 years. And this is our intro class.
Okay.
So the class that this group is taking is called Intro to Visual Impairments. It's the very first step that they take if they want to come into the VI field. So we're just we go everything from myths of visual impairments all the way up to some basics on orientation mobility, on independent living skills. We don't get into like all of the conditions and stuff, but it's an intro really before they take the rest of their coursework.
Cool. Well,
if they choose to pursue.
Yeah.
So
you may have already learned then that it's kind of this school is one option. It's not the only option for kids who are blind or visually impaired in the state. It all depends on the school district and the IEP team on where they feel like the best placement, where the child can get the most appropriate education at that time. So, and that varies from year to year. We have about 120 kids, and that's K through 12. We also have a preschool program, which is currently located over on the deaf school campus because, and I'm pointing that way, there's a ravine back there. This used to be a big golf course many years ago, and then in the 50s, the land was purchased for the state schools to build properties here.
We also have a secondary program as well for students to get more practice in living skills, independent living, orientation mobility, and then work on employment skills as well. So they have jobs during that time as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off campus.
We'll wander around. So do we have about an hour then? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, close to an hour.
Yeah, Sabrina has to leave a little early, but that's okay.
Yeah. And we'll end up back in the same space. So I don't know. It's spring or summer, so we don't have to bring rates, I guess, so much. So. Oh, is he? Okay, well, we'll stop in there. Just want to check it out then. A little busted up, but the idea was to create the same thing, the Taj Mahal. So we lost a couple pieces.
Wow.
Oh, that's the
Taj Mahal.
What was that?
Keep going, Daddy. That's what she's telling you.
It's not an institution. We've come a long way, I think, since 180 some years. It was left open. Nobody's going to run into it because there's this little recessed step here.
So I'll tell you, notice a lot of things are fairly sizable, and that's because the real reason is because
It's a boy.
Come back.
We'll be right back. I have some of our friends. There are Braille books in here. There are what's called Twin Vision books that have both Braille and the print Braille, but again, having that electronic version too. That's
okay. So why don't we go to ILS?
Minutes or not?
ILS is independent living
from the middle, or they'll lift up the bread and eat the middle out. They don't. So sometimes just teaching those basic skills that you don't think about. Everything in here we modified. So
Wow.
The assistive technology integration specialist.
Okay.
So there you go. I've been here at the School for the Blind for 27 years, so I've got to see technology change and evolve a little bit. You're right behind
I
me.
know.
So,
Just a couple of years. Yeah.
So we run a multitude of different assistive technology here for the kids. All of our kids are using it. Doesn't matter where they are, If they're, college bound in that track, if they're vocational track, if they have multiple disabilities, we try to match them up with some piece of technology. As you can see right here, I'm running a PC, I'm running a MacBook, I'm running an iPad and an iPhone, right? And that's kind of the gambit, because, there's different tools for different learners, right? And one, like an iPad may work well for some of our kids, but it doesn't work well for others. Our PC might work really well for, what our kids are doing, what their needs are. IEP kind of drives that, where they're functioning and all that kind of drives that. So that's part of my job is doing those assessments and figuring out what's going to work best for your kid. We use the way that our kids access it is through screen reading software like JAWS or VoiceOver, magnification software like Fusion, Zoom Text, Zoom for the Mac. We're using the magnifier app on the iPad to enlarge print things. We also have Braille displays and Braille notes and, note-taking devices that can be used. Have you guys seen refreshable Braille before? Yes, no, maybe?
I don't think so.
I see it.
I didn't realize.
Just grab one.
Yeah.
Well, here,
I see a Focus 14 and an Orbit.
Yeah, those are some of the legacy ones that it is used. Those are Braille sitting over here. Like Kendon took it.
Okay.
You used to take one of those, pass them around.
Yeah.
You kind of get the idea that the Braille will refresh electronically. Each Braille cell has 8 pins in it versus 6, right? Because you got your 6-dot Braille cell and you got 2 dots on the bottom to show where your cursor is. Okay? So that's how that works.
And these, did you just say that these displays could be connected to iPhones, iPads?
So your displays, most of them can be used as a standalone device, or you can connect them to a host device like a computer, an iPad, or an iPhone, anything like that. So our kids start using technology when they're in kindergarten, they're 5 to 6 years old, and we keep them on technology until they graduate or they age out at 22. So,
No, I think I mentioned the Google Classroom. Is that that things are online, electronic format for the most part?
We're using Google Classroom to manage assignments. We're switching over to Schoology next year. Gives you a little bit more power and flexibility what you can do as a teacher and a learner. So we're making that switch, and so we're trying to integrate technology, throughout the general education curriculum and the expanded core curriculum, and try to help kids develop not just technology skills, but you also need problem solving skills, critical thinking skills, how to figure stuff out, right? With this population, that's hard, right? Because a lot of them come from places where everybody does things for them all the time, right? They don't know how to do things. So, so what we try to do is okay, when I teach my Office 365 class, they have the choice. They can watch the video at the lesson, they can read the workbook, or they can Google it. Right? And I'll eventually walk through it. But I always give them the opportunity. It's like, how do you insert a total row in a table in Excel? How do you do that? And they're like, well, so, I take them through that process of figuring that out, because when you get out in the real world, that's what you're going to have to do, right? So technology is a good vehicle to make that happen. It's a good vehicle to get our kids to become explorers and explore their environments, right? And there is a big correlation between kids that have good O&M skills and kids who have good technology skills. Because your kids that have good O&M skills are explorers. They love to get out there and figure it out, walk down a hallway and get lost and figure out how to get back, right? That's what it is. And technology works a lot of the same way. It's never scripted, right? Because when you're using a computer, something can always go wrong, right? They change a web page or something doesn't load or, and things like that. So that's one thing I really love about my job is to be able to give those kids those opportunities. So I've talked enough. Anybody have any questions?
Anybody?
What is the most advanced technology that you have?
Most what?
The most advanced technology that you have,
Well, it depends on what you mean by advanced.
like OrCam.
Okay.
What do you think?
Well, yeah, we've got a couple of those floating around, but I think the most advanced that we're getting right now is with artificial intelligence. And using that. There's apps out there now that kids can use, like Be My Eyes and Seeing AI, where you can take pictures and get descriptions of the pictures. You can do a chat and ask more questions about the picture. So, in some of my functional classes, it's like, let's take a picture of this gallon of milk and find out what the expiration date is, because you don't want to be drinking bad milk, right? So, that's pretty advanced. If you get a chance to check out what Perkins School for the Blind is doing in collaboration with Honda, they've got an app out now that's in beta that will do, it's called Scenic Audio, and it will give you audio description of your environment, active audio description.
So we've got math and science and English this end of the hallway. In addition to having the printer in the school, we've got the embosser, so kids can be printing out their work in Braille if they want, or they can print out a Braille. With those note takers that Dan showed you, they could print out a print copy for their teacher of something that they've just put in there in Braille, which is really nice to be able to do that. So English.
So they don't have to take a note by themselves. They don't have to take the notes by themselves, like using a stylus.
They can't. No, they do not. We don't see a lot of slate and stylus work use at all, I would say.
Oh, okay.
Back here in younger, when what would you say, the 80s, 70s, maybe? Kids would have used those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I know. Do you use them?
Yeah, in my time, they're still using it.
Yeah, I guess we've just kind of moved more electronic, but maybe for a quick note, like taking in a note or something, they might do. Yeah. I think a lot of them are probably using iPhones to take notes or do audio message, just whatever tech they have available. I know, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? So I've seen, we had an exchange student here. I can't remember where he was from. Mark, who's on. Philippines. And we would watch him. He'd use a slate and stylus, which is you could probably have explained it to them, but he would just fly through it and take notes so quickly, just like we would do it with our handwriting. He could do that with. Do you have any students in here with you? No students? I'm giving a tour, and I didn't know if you had any kids in here or not. Okay. But you're Braille teaching. You're teaching Braille? Yeah. Well, these guys are, this little cutie, I don't know her name. But these guys are from OSU. They're taking a class with Deneen Fast.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so it's kind of an intro to visual impairments, but you teach all the Braille.
I do. I do teach high school level Braille. So I work with students typically that maybe weren't blind from birth and possibly their vision is deteriorating. So they might access their learning visually now, but we, are preparing them for if things are going to get worse and they're going to need to access the Braille. So we want to get them going before it's all the way gone so that they already have that skill.
Just talk about how long it takes to learn Braille. I mean,
it's different for everybody. Because I've got some that I think, the fastest we've had was a student that learned it literally in like months. She learned the whole code. She was very motivated, extremely motivated. Now, typically to learn the whole code and to get fluent with the code, it's going to take several years. when I went to OSU, we had a semester class to learn the code, but I get to use my vision to learn the code. I don't have to do it with my fingertips. And so developing that skill kind of depends on if they're a really good reader, kids typically pick it up a little bit quicker because they don't feel so like they feel the letters and then they can immediately put the word to it because they can visualize the letters they have and put the word to it. If they don't have a really strong reading.
I haven't seen Maurice, but I know he's up to the gym.
Ini jalanannya ada relnya bagian kanan. Ada pegangan. Jadi orang bisa megang. Sebagian ada blok. Anak-anak. Jadi mereka kayak gitu. Megang. Salah sendiri, nggak mau digendong.
Wait, we're going to jam. You want to see the ball? Ball. See the ball.
Jimmy, we missed you. We missed you on our tour.
When?
Just right now. Just finishing up. I know, you have band, right? I know.
For you, you always get like a grocery order.
Wow.
Well, you found another one. So, like I said, the kids get gym 5 days a week. We have 2 adapted physical education teachers that kind of help.
Basketball?
Yeah. Playing a little basketball, huh?
No,
What?
it's just a normal basketball.
Do you mind sharing what your vision condition is?
I actually don't know.
Don't you? Okay. It's not RP?
No.
Okay. What does your vision look like to you?
I'm nearsighted, so I can't see far away, but I can see the backboard.
Okay.
I just can't see like the rim
Okay.
or the net.
Got it.
I can see the square on the right.
Do they ever put the sound devices on or not?
I think they turned it off.
Okay. Yeah, there are little sound devices that are behind on the backboard.
Oh.
And I turned it off.
It's off. Okay. Thanks, Junior.
Oh.
Yeah, the states that are up here, those are in our conference, and so we travel to some of those states to compete in the sports that we go to. And there's no cost. I don't know if I didn't mention that at all, but there is no cost for tuition for kids to come here.
Kamu bisa ikutan? Ada nggak buat saya? Saya juga kepingin.
Like a private
Tanya.
sort of, but no tuition cost. Yeah.
Is there any sport for adult?
Yeah.
Club or something?
Yeah, there are. As a matter of fact, Mr. Kelly plays baseball, and they compete like kind of all over the country. It's different than baseball, but it's the same idea, kind of that you've got the 3 base. I think there are 3 base.
So for wrestling, do they just wrestle in there for practice? They roll off the mats?
They do. Yeah, they roll out the mats, exactly. And then they go and travel and compete.
Alexa lagi ngapain ya? Oh, dia mau minum air. Nggak boleh. Ya. Ini kelas. Ini sekolah untuk anak-anak tunanetra, guys. Terus sekolahnya kayak gini, kelas-kelasnya. Kelas-kelasnya kayak gini. Ini lantai atasnya kayak gini. Ada loker-loker. Terdi? Ngapain? Kok pesing ya? Oh, ini ada liftnya juga.
Oh, wow.
Itu masih ada banyak ya piala-pialanya.
Come on. And then there are three steps a little ways out. About 10 feet away, there are 3 steps.
Turun tangga. 1, 2,
And you
3.
asked who lives here, and it's kind of kids who are from Cleveland or Cincinnati, or if they live kind of far enough away. And if it's determined, some kids even live a little closer. Maybe
Enak banget dikasih.
far away, or they kind of.
Well, it used to be like, what if a county does
touches
not
Franklin?
touch
Yeah.
Franklin? So if you're in a county that does not touch Franklin County, you're eligible for staying on. You're eligible for staying on campus.
Yep.
Do they do roommates or do they?
They do.
Both. Yeah, I think it's all individual based on the needs.
Yeah, I think
And on numbers.
the ones on this side, they have like 8 students in them, and then the ones on the north side of the street have up to 14 kids in there. And they're all coming out now, so we'll move out.
Aja.
Hi. We're gonna just follow the sidewalk.
Who are all these people?
They're all OSU students.
Hi.
They came up to see your. They came up to see your campus.
There's so many people. Oh my god.
What?
I don't like it.
Bubble.
Rumahnya bagus, domnya. Ada tempat kos-kosan dan ini gratis ya Mas ya. Bagus loh.
And like Rachel said,
Wow.
like it's all set up like a little neighborhood, and then some of the areas have different sidewalks. So sidewalks with grass, sidewalks.
Ini adalah sekolah buat tunanetra di Amerika. Sekolah khusus untuk anak-anak tunanetra. Tapi yang aku lihat di sini bukan suasana sedih, bukan rasa kasihan, dan bukan keterbatasan. Yang aku lihat justru keberanian, kemandirian, dan harga diri. Di sekolah ini, anak-anak tunanetra tidak dibesarkan dengan kalimat, kamu nggak bisa. Mereka dibesarkan dengan kalimat, you can do it. Kamu mampu. Dan kami akan ajarkan caranya. Mereka belajar masak sendiri, mengurus diri sendiri, nyuci baju, setrika, bikin kopi, berjalan mandiri, naik transportasi umum, mengelola uang, menggunakan teknologi, membaca braille, dan mengambil keputusan. Bahkan sejak usia sekolah, mereka sudah disiapkan untuk hidup setelah lulus, bukan hanya lulus ujian. Asrama di sini bukan sekedar tempat tinggal, itu adalah ruang latihan kehidupan. Para guru tidak hanya mengajar pelajaran, tapi melatih mental, kepercayaan diri, dan keberanian menghadapi dunia. Anak-anak ini tidak diproteksi berlebihan, mereka dikuatkan. Sebagai orang tua, hatiku campur aduk, haru, kagum, sekaligus bertanya dalam hati. Kalau semua anak tunanetra diperlakukan seperti ini, gak ada manusia yang menganggap remeh tunanetra. Video ini bukan tentang Amerika, bukan juga tentang membandingkan. Ini tentang cara memanusiakan manusia, apapun kondisinya. Tentang memberi kesempatan yang sama untuk berdiri di kaki sendiri. Semoga video ini membuka mata, melembutkan hati, dan mengubah cara kita memandang disabilitas. Karena setiap anak berhak merasa, aku mampu. Jangan lupa subscribe guys. Thank you.